Chapter 43 Ornaments of Gold. Hamim. Letters of the Arabic language of which God alone knows what they refer to and mean. But Ibn Abbas, may the Lord be pleased with him, offered this explanation instead. These letters mean that everything that will happen, as the Almighty has said. I swear by this scripture that shows guidance and makes things clear in matters of law. We made the Qur'an in Arabic, so you Meccans would have no trouble understanding it at all. And it is the most exalted of scriptures that are contained in the preserved tablet full of wisdom. Should we take it away from you insolent people because of the arrogant state you are in? We sent many a prophet to earlier people, and every one of them was mocked, and thus we destroyed their people, greater than you Meccans, so from their examples take stock. Prophet, if you ask the Meccans who created the heavens and earth, they would eventually have to say, it is the Almighty and All-Knowing One who created the heavens and earth in this way. It is He who smoothed the earth for you and made roots for you to tread, and He who sends down water from the sky to resurrect the land that is dead. And similarly you'll be resurrected from the grave. It is God who created every kind of thing. It is He who gave you animals to ride and gave you ships to sail in, so that you may remember your Lord's grace when you are seated on them and say, Glory to the one who gave us control over this. We could not have done it ourselves in any way. Truly we will be returned to Him. He is the one unique in every way. But some try to ascribe Him children, claiming His daughters are the angels. Many spread terrible lies with their tongues. Man is clearly ungrateful. And you consider daughters to be a humiliation, and you say God has daughters while you favor sons. But by your twisted logic, how would the Almighty have what you regard as the lesser ones? When one of them is given news of a girl, his face grows dark and is filled with dread, yet they are willing to ascribe daughters to the Lord of mercy and wish for sons instead. You Meccans think women are creatures raised to wear ornaments who can't argue in a logical way and cannot defend themselves, yet you consider God's serving angels to be female. Did they witness the creation of the angels, thus knowing for sure the gender of them, their claim will be put on their permanent record, and they'll be questioned about it again. And when they worship the angels, they believe God is pleased with what they do, saying if God hadn't wanted us to worship them, then He would not have made us been able to. But He has not given them such a command. All they do is lie. They may as well pretend we have sent another scripture to them by which they choose to abide. And when pressed on why they worship angels, they say, we follow what our ancestors did. And this was the excuse every messenger heard when warning a town that had become corrupted. They would say, we do what we do, as this is our tradition. We follow our father's steps. And each messenger replied, even if I bring you a path to the truer religion that is best. And they said, we don't believe the message you bring. So they were punished. That was their end. This was the example of what happened to Abraham, the one God took as a friend. He said to his folk, I renounce what you worship in favor of the Creator. He will surely guide me. And he left this message for his descendants to learn, not to follow their forefathers blindly. God has left the Meccans and their fathers to enjoy life, and given them truth and a messenger clear. But when the truth is told to them, they say, this is sorcery, we will not believe in or hear. And when they say, why wasn't the Qur'an sent to a distinguished man from the famous cities nearby? Are they the ones who give blessings to people, choosing who to abase and who to raise high? We are the one who gives out people's due in this world, and have raised some above them in rank. Some serve others, but your Lord's grace is better than what they accumulate with their hands. We could have given the disbelievers huge houses with silver stairs and roofs and ornaments of gold, but this would make mankind a nation of disbelievers, as their earthly desires would have been followed. Such things are the enjoyment of this life, but the best of the next life is for those who believe. For those who follow what God commands, they are the ones who will take heed. We assign an evil one as an accomplice, for whoever turns from the word of their Lord. They bar people from the right path, but think they do good. Every one of their actions is stored. And when such a person comes to us, He will say to the devilish accomplice who stands by him, I wish we were as far away as the two horizons apart. What an evil accomplice to have from the jinn. And it will be said to them on Judgment Day, you have both committed foul deeds. Having a partner in punishment will not make this any better. You will regret having disbelieved. Muhammad, can you guide the one who makes himself blind to our signs or deaf to our revelations? We will either take you away or let you live to see the punishment that is to befall this nation. We have full power over them. You'll all be questioned. Hold fast to what has been revealed to you. Prophethood is an honor for you and your people. You are on the straight path that is true. And on the night journey when Muhammad went to heaven and led the other prophets in prayer, we prepared for him a question to ask the other prophets who were alongside him there. The question was, did God ever appoint any other gods to be worshipped alongside him? But Muhammad did not have to ask, as he knew God would never have commanded such a thing. We sent Moses to Pharaoh saying, I am a messenger from the Lord of the worlds, it is true. But when Pharaoh saw the signs Moses brought, he laughed. He was arrogant in what he chose to do. Each of the signs we sent Pharaoh was greater than the one before, a lesson in torment to turn him to the right path. And they said, relieve this torment and we'll believe. But their honesty never did last. As soon as we relieved them of the torments, Pharaoh and his advisors broke their word, and Pharaoh sent a message to his people that every person heard. He said, my people, is this kingdom of Egypt not mine, as are the rivers that flow at my feet? Am I not better than Moses, this despicable person who can barely express himself through speech? Why has he not been given gold bracelets and wealth, or angels to come by his side? If he truly were from God, he would have such things, but he comes here with nothing but lies. And so Pharaoh's people believed in his words. They were truly an immoral and idolatrous clan, who angered us, so we drowned them, each and every disbelieving woman and man. We made them an example and a lesson from which later generations could learn. This was an example of the punishment that these disbelievers earned. When you tell your people of other events, such as the life of Jesus, Mary's son, your people turn and laugh and jeer. Are our gods better or the Christian one? They ask you about Jesus only to challenge you. Muhammad, they are people who do not seek what is true. He was merely a servant we favored, and whose birth was a sign for the children of Israel to look to. He was a miraculous sign of my power, as no father was involved in his birth. And if we wished, we could easily replace mankind. And indeed, the coming of Jesus is a sign of the hour. Have no doubt and follow me. Do not follow the one who is an enemy to you, the devil who only seeks to deceive. When Jesus came with signs, he said, I have brought wisdom to clear up differences between you. Be mindful of God and follow the straight path. God is my Lord and your Lord too. But the various factions of Christians argued with one another as to what Jesus' status was. Nestorians said he was God, Jacobites said but a partner, and others said he was son of the Lord above. Woe to such evildoers and their guesses, they will suffer terribly on the fateful day. The hour will come upon them suddenly, and they won't be aware of it in any way. Disbelievers who are friends in this life will be enemies in the life to come, but this will not be the case for the God-fearing friends, the firm and believing ones. They'll be told, servants, there is no fear for you, nor will you need to grieve. Enter paradise with your spouses. They devoted themselves to God and believed. Dishes and goblets of gold will be given to them, containing all their soul's desire. There they will remain because of what they used to do, with the best of food in the best attire. But the evildoers will have hell's punishment, to remain forever with no relief. They were not wronged by God, they wronged themselves through disobedience and evil deeds. They'll cry out to Malik, the keeper of hell, ask your Lord to finish us off and let us die. But he'll answer, no, you are to remain here forever. We brought you the truth, but by you people it was despised. Are the disbelievers planning to destroy Muhammad? We have a plan for their destruction in place. Do they think we can't hear their secret talks? Yes, we can. Our angels record everything they say. Tell them, Prophet, if God had an offspring, I would be the first to worship him. But this is not the case, as the Lord of the throne is far above the false descriptions made up by men. Leave these sinners to engage in falsehood and mock the Qur'an until they come to the promised day. Then they will see the punishment that they will get for the lies they used to say. God is Lord on earth and Lord in heaven, and everything in between belongs to him. The other gods people invoke have no power themselves or means of intercession. They are not like the ones who God will allow to intercede. He chooses who he will. He is the one with knowledge of the hour. Closer and closer it draws, yet they turn away still. If you ask them, Prophet, who was their creator, they will eventually answer, the Almighty Lord. So why do they turn away and act disobedient, heedless of the sins that they store? The Prophet said, Lord, these people are wicked indeed. They truly do not believe, but they'll come to know the error of their ways. So turn from them and simply say, peace.